They were just little girls, innocent, ordinary, full of life. But between 1971 and 1973, in Rochester, New York, 3 of them were taken, each one brutally assaulted, each one found dead, and each one with a strange detail that tied them together. Their names and the towns where their bodies were found started with the same letter: Carmen Colón in Churchville, Wanda Walkowicz in Webster, Michelle Maenza in Macedon. 3 girls, 3 double initials, 3 small towns. No one stopped. This was no coincidence. It became known as the Alphabet Murders. And to this day, the case remains unsolved. On November 16, 1971, she left her home to run a quick errand for her grandmother. She never returned. It began with Carmen. She was 10 years old. She had gone to the store for her sick mother. Witnesses saw her carrying groceries. That was the last time she was seen alive. The next day, her body was discovered by the side of the road in Webster. Just like Carmen, she had been sexually assaulted and strangled, each one with double initials. Each one found in a town that began with the same letter. Witnesses later reported seeing a young girl running along the side of Interstate 490, partly naked, clearly terrified, waving her arms at passing cars. By the next day, Carmen's body was found in a gully near Churchville, about 12 miles away. They canvassed neighborhoods, questioned hundreds of people, and explored every possible lead, but none of it led to answers. Instead, the list of suspects only grew longer. She had been sexually assaulted and strangled. There were no clear suspects, no solid leads, and soon her case went cold. He left for Puerto Rico just days after her body was found. Authorities discovered that he had recently cleaned his car and changed his tires. His behavior raised suspicions, but no concrete evidence ever linked him to the murder. He died by suicide in 1991, but that wasn't the end. Someone's still out there, or someone who had died without ever facing justice. 3 girls were taken over a span of just 2 years. Then nothing. There's a darker theory, too, that the killer simply changed his method, his victim type, or his signature, that he never stopped at all. Still, police were hesitant to connect the 2 cases publicly. His vehicle resembled one seen during one of the abductions, but DNA evidence later ruled him out. Their daughters were taken in the most horrifying way imaginable, leaving behind nothing but fear, confusion, and a puzzle that refuses to be solved. That one piece of evidence might still break this wide open. That after 5 decades, the silence might finally be broken, and they never got to know who did it. Never got to look that person in the eye. Never got to ask, why? Still trying to make sense of the pattern. Still searching for a name to match the horror. He had lived in Rochester during the time of the Alphabet Murders. His known behaviors matched aspects of the killings, abduction, strangulation, staging of the body. But again, no hard evidence tied him to the case. They extracted DNA from the evidence, but it didn't match any known suspect. The DNA was from an unknown man, someone who had never been arrested or entered into any criminal database. A mystery man. He, too, died by suicide just months after Michelle's murder. 17 months later, it happened again. Witnesses described seeing her get into a brown car with an unidentified man. 2 days later, her body was found in Macedon. Same horrific details: assault, strangulation, carefully arranged clothes, and again, first and last names with the same letter. On April 2, 1973, 11-year-old Wanda Walkowicz went missing. Again, a young girl with matching initials, left in a town with the same starting letter. Until November 26, 1973. 11-year-old Michelle Maenza never made it home from school. 3 victims: Carmen Colón, Wanda Walkowicz, Michelle Maenza, each one 11 years old or younger. Rochester police were overwhelmed. The public was terrified, and the media gave it a name: the Alphabet Murders. Parents in the city stopped letting their children walk to school alone. Community meetings were held. Fear spread like wildfire. Police brought in the FBI. One early suspect was Michelle Colón Carmen's own uncle. Another suspect was Dennis Termini, a local firefighter with a dark secret. He had been known as the Garage Rapist, a serial sexual offender in the Rochester area. Then there was Kenneth Bianchi, one half of the notorious Hillside Stranglers in Los Angeles. Over the decades, more suspects were investigated. Some were questioned, others were quietly dismissed. But none were arrested, and the case remained open. Years passed, technology evolved, and with it, hope returned. In the 2000s, investigators retested clothing found with Wanda Walkowicz's body. This proved at least one thing: the killer was someone else. So many questions remained. Why did he choose girls with double initials? Was it part of a ritual? Was he mocking the police? And why did he stop? Some believe he was arrested for another crime. Others think he left the area or even died. For the families, the pain never ended. The city of Rochester remembers. The case was officially reopened in 2011. Investigators remain hopeful that someone, somewhere, knows something. But for now, the Alphabet Murders remain unsolved. 3 lives stolen, 3 families shattered, and a killer who vanished like a ghost. Some say he wanted attention. Some say it was about control. But whatever it was, it worked. Because more than 50 years later, we're still talking about him and still wondering, will the Alphabet Killer ever be unmasked? Or will he remain forever just a shadow in the dark?